facing the police every single day.
Sovereign Citizens. April 2015 Training Subject. This month we will be looking at a recent study that listed this group as the #1 domestic terrorism threat today. The numbers of officers killed by sovereigns and related anti-government extremists are at an all-time high. National Consortium for the Study of Terrorism and Responses to Terrorism. What is a sovereign citizen? Sovereign citizen is a catch-all phrase referring to a variety of anti-government individuals and groups who share some common beliefs and behaviors. The organizations to which many sovereign citizens belong have a variety of names: Moorish Nation, the Aware Group, Washita Nation, the North Carolina American Republic, Republic of United States of America, etc. The same views may be embraced by Freemen, Freemen on the Land, Sons of Liberty, and Aryan Nation. Many sovereign citizens may not affiliate with any of those groups. In one way or another, though, all sovereign citizens, whether tied to an organization or not, adhere to a view that the existing American governmental structure, including the court, and law enforcement, is a fraud, and those the sovereign citizens, retain an individual common law identity exempting them from the authority of those fraudulent government institution. Sovereign citizens may issue their own driver's licenses and vehicle tags, create and file their own liens against government officials who cross them, question judges about the validity of their oaths, challenge the applicability of traffic laws to them, and, in extreme cases, resort to violence to protect their imagined rights. They speak an odd quasi-legal language and believe that by not capitalizing names and by writing in red and using certain catchphrases they can avoid any liability in our judicial system. They even think they can lay claim to vast sums of money held by the United States Treasury, based on the premise that the government has secretly pledged them as security for the country's debts. At their most harmless, sovereign citizens are cranks who talk what seems like gibberish to cops and magistrates and judges and then become law-abiding when they face real legal trouble. At a different level, they may burden the courts severely with the filing of hundreds and hundreds of pages of nonsensical documents. And at their very worst, they may resort to deadly force to defend their strange beliefs. Buzzwords. Below are some unusual words or phrases or manner of punctuation or writing that are commonly used by sovereign citizens, reflecting their beliefs. Some of the words are legitimate legal terms in the proper context but are meaningless in the way they are used by sovereign citizens. For example, the Uniform Commercial Code, UCC, indeed exists and is important law for commercial transactions, but it has none of the purposes ascribed to it by sovereign citizens. It would take a long time to explain why sovereign citizens speak and write the way they do, or the meanings of these particular words. Just be aware that the recurrence of these ways of communicating is one indicator that the person is a sovereign citizen. Strawman. De facto government. Conveyance, rather than vehicle. References to UCC. IRS Form 1099-0 ID. Traveling in a commercial capacity. Aboriginal. Who is the victim? At after a person's name. Employer ID number rather than SSN. Reference to HJR 192. UN Indigenous People C 215. Use of NIR with zip code. Special trust deposit. Dishonor in commerce. Thumbprints on documents. Common law. Man on the land. Referring to the government as a corporation. Affidavit of truth. Judicial District of Tens. Title 4 Flag Sovereign. UCC 1 Statement. Silence is acquiescence. Indigenous. Non-resident alien. Traveling in a private capacity. Use of red ink. Sui juris. Redemption. Elbe. Where is your oath of office? Brackets around a zip code. Domicile. Chargeback notice. Debtor is transmitting utility. U.S. minor, outlying islands. In admiralty. Accepted for value. Executor. Final solution. Free man. Requesting an official's bond. Fiduciary. Letters of marque. Living soul. UCC 1-207. State citizen. As you can see from the table, this group has risen to the top in only 7 years. In the month since the poll data information was gathered, both the United States and Canada have experienced a considerable increase in sovereign activity, a violent wave of ambushes, attacks, and domestic terrorism plots aimed specifically at law enforcement. The numbers. At least 8 officers have been killed so far this year by sovereigns and related anti-government extremists, mostly in ambush situations. None of the accused killers appeared to have known the officers, they were merely convenient, symbolic targets. In the last 11 years, at least 23 officers have been killed by sovereigns, militia members, and other anti-government extremists. In just 6 years, another 22 were severely injured, either shot or, in one case, bombed. Since 2010, another 5 extremists attempted to shoot officers, but missed. In just the last 4 years, at least 10 extremist groups or individuals were caught before their plans to kill multiple police officers could be put into effect. The following list contains examples of the weapons and tools purchased, built, or used by sovereign citizens and related anti-government extremists in their recent attacks and plots on law enforcement. Biological weapons. Chemical weapons. Sniper rifles. .50 caliber rifles with armor-piercing rounds. Fully automatic machine guns. Improvised explosive devices, IEDs. Night vision scopes. Grenades. Tear gas. Body armor. Some of the equipment above was stolen from military bases, some was purchased on the black market, and some is legal to own in various states. Many of the sovereigns and militia members were trained by the military, and a few are still on active duty. At least 2 groups have sent volunteers to join the military to receive tactical training, which they then teach other group members when they return home. I agree with a lot of things they have to say, Pottert admitted. One think taxes are too high and the federal government is too big. But I pay my taxes and I don't kill police officers. They are willing to kill and be killed for their beliefs. Bob Pottert, retired chief of police, West Memphis, Arkansas.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH. I am using any video here with under fair use if you have criticism, reporting, teaching, etc. And please donate. I do not make money from YouTube, and there are different ways to donate in the video links. Thanks.